Hello, I'm Dan.
And I'm Jay, and in this video we're going to compare the Explorer and Discovery class of ship with Marella Cruises. Just before we get into the video, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click that bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a new cruise video. So if you're ready, let's get into the tour. The first thing we're going to talk about is size. Both types of ship are similar in size, however Marella Explorer is a bit bigger. The best way to get an idea of a ship size when booking is going by their gross tonnage. Many people misunderstand what gross tonnage actually means. It isn't weight, it's the internal volume of the ship. The purpose of gross tonnage was initially used to calculate the amount of volume a ship had to stow cargo. So if you want to know the mass or actual weight of a ship, you need to refer to their displacement. Marella Discovery has a gross tonnage of 69,130 tonnes and Marella Explorer has a gross tonnage of around 77,000 tonnes, so Explorer will feel noticeably bigger. Despite being labelled as a sister to Explorer, Marella Explorer 2 is actually an entire fire zone smaller, meaning it is actually 21 metres shorter in length by comparison. In terms of gross tonnage, it is nearer in size to the Discovery class than Explorer, at approximately 71,500 tonnes. So if the size of a ship matters to you, you may want to factor this information into your decision when making a booking.
The next area we're going to touch on is the cabins. In our review video of Marella Discovery, we were quite critical of the condition of the cabins. They were worn and very dated, as both Marella and Royal Caribbean continuously delayed the full renovations of them, other than replacing carpet, mattresses and appliances from time to time. The fitted wardrobes and desk area remain the same, so it does look pretty dated seeing as they were more than 26 years old. Jay and I were delighted when we heard that Marella were giving the cabins on their ships a new lease of life, starting with Discovery in October 2022. Such a renovation will give this ship the new lease of life it deserves, and it will match the rest of the ship, which is genuinely in a good state of condition. What do you think of the new cabins? Let us know in the comments below.
Marella Explorer does have better cabins, hands down in our opinion. The cabins on the Discovery class are tiny. Inside cabins are on average 12 metres squared, which is very small. Many of the cabins can't even accommodate bedside tables in the traditional fashion. Balcony cabins are also small, at 14 to 16 metres squared. Explorer's cabins are better appointed and are noticeably larger. An inside cabin has a surface area of 14 metres squared and a standard balcony is a generous 17 metres squared. The condition of Explorer's cabins are noticeably better by comparison when it comes to maintenance, and we also preferred the storage. Lots of drawers, lots of shelves and generous wardrobe space too. So if cabins are an important factor in your cruise holiday, we would recommend the Explorer class over the Discovery class. But our opinions may change when we see what level of renovation they've had in October 2022.
Something that's very important to us when choosing a cruise is the pool area on a ship. Both classes of the ship have two pools, however the Explorer class have both outdoors and Discovery class has one indoors and one outdoors. The indoor pool on Discovery features a beautiful glass canopy roof, a stunning pool, two hot tubs and comfortable loungers and a double 4-poster loungers with curtains. Truth be told, the indoor pool is as nice as what we've had on some more premium cruise lines, so a big tick for us. The outdoor pools are in very good condition and has a small area for children too. There's also two sheltered hot tubs. We'd personally prefer them unsheltered so we can catch the sun, but that's a matter of preference, so you be the judge.
The Explorer class has both of its pools outdoors, adjacent to one another. The Explorer has 3 hot tubs and the Explorer 2 features 4, all of which on both ships are unsheltered. The pool area is well maintained and the pools are pretty spacious considering the age and size of both ships. If you're looking at booking a cruise in warmer climates, then the Explorer class of ship may be better for you. However, if you're looking at a cruise where the weather may be a bit more uncertain, like the Norwegian fjords, Iberia or the Mediterranean out of season, then the Discovery class may be the better ship for you. We now come on to the interior of the ships. The Discovery and Explorer class are very different, and that's mainly because they were previously owned by different cruise lines. Explorer and Explorer 2 were previously owned and chartered by Celebrity, whom are more contemporary yet subtle in the interior design of their ships. The Discovery class were owned by Royal Caribbean, which are renowned for their glitzy and glamorous ships, and that really does show on Discovery. You have a stunning full height atrium with glass lifts, and panoramic windows which look right out over the ocean. You've got a couple of bars here, the coffee port and library, shore excursions and reception. It's a really lovely space and makes it a special place to be on board the Discovery class of ship. The atrium on Explorer is very subtle. It certainly hasn't got any wow factors, it's just a staircase and a low res video wall. The white marble at the bottom of the atrium on deck 5 by reception is a really nice touch though. There is no bar at the atrium on Explorer. You have the library and the game room on the top floor, the coffee port on the middle floor, and reception, shore excursions and the entrance to the dining club on deck 5. You do also have a wide selection of shops on deck 6 as well.
Both classes of the ship have nice theatres, both comparable in size. The Broadway Show Lounge on Discovery is Art Deco themed and has comfortable sofa style seating. For every seating position you have an armrest with a coaster to place your drink. The theatre on board this class of ship was the most comfortable theatre I've sat in on more than 30 cruises. However, I'd be lying if I didn't say that it's beginning to show its age a little bit. The Broadway Show Lounge on the Explorer class of ship is also stunning, a really impressive theatre for the size and age of these ships. Designed in golds, creams and beiges, the Broadway Theatre has comfortable sofa style seating and has tables for your drinks at every few seating positions. This is also a very comfortable theatre and surpasses the theatres you get on more modern cruise ships when it comes to how comfortable they are. Bar areas on both ships are nice and comfortable, but the bar areas on Discovery class are more glitzy than what you'd get on Explorer class. The squid and anchor are pretty much identical in terms of decor and style though. The main dining rooms on both classes of the ships are on 2 levels and are tiered, but the main dining room on Discovery has the advantage of its stunning panoramic windows on both port and starboard side, which allows the light to flood into its space and provide incredible views out over the ocean as you dine. On Explorer, you have a tiered staircase and large full height windows at the stern end of the dining room. However, because there's no panoramic windows, it's a lot darker in here. However, it relies more on synthetic lighting by day. Having said that, it's still a really impressive dining room, but we think Discovery has the edge in this respect.
The buffet style restaurants on both classes of ship were very different. The decor of the marketplace on Explorer is very modern, clean and well laid out. However, the same cannot be said for the Islands buffet on Discovery. It felt really quite small and it felt like you were forever bumping into other passengers. The decor was very dated and the furniture was in desperate need of repair, or more appropriately, replacement. Let's talk food, which is definitely one of the most important elements of any cruise. To be honest, the food was pretty much level pegging on both ships. However, we will cover what was noticeably different. The standard of the food and dishes served in the main dining were about the same. The food was very average, but this is Marella. We weren't expecting the food to be as good as Regent or Seabourn. At least the menu alternated and there was a decent variety for those with dietary requirements, such as vegetarians. The service was very friendly in both dining rooms, so we'd have to say it's a tie in this category. Let's come on to speciality restaurants. Both classes of ship have pretty much the same restaurants. You have Corallar, which is the Pan-Asian restaurant on board. A majority of the menu is Indian inspired. However, there is the odd dish from Thailand and China. We loved Corallar. up until we started cruising with Marella, we would have said that Sindhu on P&O was the best Indian restaurant, but not anymore. Kerala was around £26 per person for a 3-course meal, but you also get some complimentary dishes from the chef, and you have as many sides as you like. The standard of food and the friendliness and efficiency of service was consistent on both ships, so it's a draw for Kerala.
Explorer and Discovery also draw when it comes to the surf and turf and steakhouse. The food is absolutely superb and the service blew us away. We were charged £29 each for the meal, and you can choose pretty much anything you like. And as for the New York cheesecake, it's the best cheesecake we've ever eaten. Sublime. Now, I'm not a big fan of buffet restaurants, and I wasn't really wowed by either buffet on Explorer or Discovery, I'm afraid to say. However, Explorer does have the edge. The food was at best okay. No dish I remember as being really delicious, just a bit average. But this is okay because, as I said, this is Marella. Let's face it, you're going to be paying quite a bit less for your cruise fare than you would with other cruise lines such as Royal Caribbean, Cunard, P&O, etc. So it's important to adjust your expectations. But when the food becomes revolting, that's when we've got a problem. In the 4-day cruise we did on Discovery, we didn't eat anything in the island buffet, which was nice. In fact, I'd say the food was terrible, and we made a point of giving it a very wide berth. We found that the food was never warm, variety was very limited to the point on some days there would only be one dish for vegetarians. However, you have to make the best of a cruise, and we decided not to dine there again. In light of this, for lunch we'd usually grab something from the snack shack and dine at a specialty or main dining venue in the evening. The snack shack was comparable on both ships. It is what it is: burgers, hot dogs, fries, fish and chips and salads. They do serve the worst mac and cheese we've ever eaten, but we'll let them off.
Other restaurants which appear on both ships include the Tapas restaurant and Sushi Bar. Both are as good as each other and would strongly recommend if you're going on either the Discovery or Explorer class of ship. Let's come on to the great musical afternoon tea. We still can't believe how good this was. It's so underrated. People talk about afternoon tea on Cunard and Eric Landlard's afternoon tea on P&O, but this is a step above all of them, and it's only £15 per person. You get to choose an alcoholic cocktail, such as the strawberry gin and tonic. You get palate cleansers, a fine selection of savouries, cakes and freshly baked scones with either whipped or clotted cream. While you dine, you have a pianist playing musical classics throughout. It was fantastic on both ships. We're so glad we experienced it, and we'd go again anytime we cruise with Marella. A bit of advice though, it gets booked up really quickly, so consider booking as soon as you board. Concluding dining, we would say that Explorer is a bit better when it comes to dining, as we had much better meals on that class of ship. However, crews change and the food may have improved since we went, so take this with a pinch of salt.
When it comes to entertainment and things to do, it's a tie yet again. We can't choose. It was as good on both ships. We both feel really impressed with the amount of entertainment and things to do on Marella ships. In fact, it's astounding. They have far more on offer round by the pool in the lounges than the likes of Royal Caribbean, and their budget would be tiny in comparison. They hold quizzes round by the pool in the day, which we loved, and they have live music and games such as Murder Mystery. Other cruise lines need to listen up and get their act together. With the amount those cruise lines must have spent on entertainment, and they're still behind Marella in our opinion. Yes, some of it's cheesy. In fact, the Murder Mystery round by the pool was excruciating to watch, but it was fun. It's a laugh, and the entertainment team are trying. Even the shows were on par with the Royal Caribbean, Princess and P&O, and much better than the Cunard, that's for sure. So yeah, we were pretty impressed on both ships and couldn't choose which class of ship had the edge, so we'll let you call it.
So that is where we're going to round up. Overall, we feel that Explorer is our favourite class of ship, as the cabins are larger and better appointed. Explorer has no glitz and glamour, but that didn't bother us. It was clean and comfortable and felt very homely, which we liked. The food was quite a bit better when we were on Explorer, and we liked the fact that both of the pools were outdoors. As we said earlier, if you're on a cruise going somewhere where the weather is a bit more unpredictable, then the Discovery class is probably the better ship to go for, as you've got the indoor pool if you need it. but the cruise we did on Explorer was very warm and therefore liked having both pools and all the hot tubs outside on the pool deck. Discovery does have the edge when it comes to things to do, as you have a much larger mini golf compared to Explorer, there is 4 jacuzzis, and there's also a rock climbing wall at the stern if you're feeling adventurous. But having said that, there's a small cinema on Explorer and a fantastic champagne spa at an additional cost. So I guess it all comes down to you and what you would prefer. We loved both ships and are massive fans of Marella. We have noticed that people on other cruise lines do look down their nose at Marella, but they're silly because we're yet to find a cruise line that offers better value for money all round. You get your drinks included with the option of upgrading to the premium package for a small extra cost, which is well worth it by the way. The entertainment is on par with much larger cruise lines, and yes, the cabins are dated and in a state of disrepair, but Marella upgraded us to a junior suite when we weren't happy, and they're giving their cabins a full overhaul starting in October 2022. So they have listened to the feedback and they're addressing it. We really rate Marella. They offer fantastic itineraries on classic cruise ships at a fair price. We love the fact that everything is included in your fare: flights, transfers, tips and drinks. It would be nice if they could go a step further and include Wi-Fi, but hopefully that is on the horizon. So if you've never sailed with Marella and are somebody who begrudges paying through the nose for drinks and beverage packages on other cruise lines, consider Marella. Once you've been, it does make you more angry when you go on the likes of Royal Caribbean, P&O and Cunard etc, and they're charging around £55 a day for drinks alone. And even then, you can't just choose what you want, as many of the drinks aren't included in the package. Marella Cruises are well and truly underrated in our opinion. As long as you adjust your expectations accordingly and bear in mind what you paid for your holiday and what you're getting for your money, you'll appreciate it, and chances are you'll want to go back for more.
So what's your favourite? Let us know in the comments below and please click that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.